Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Project Reborn. I'm currently at home, hence why this setup looks a little bit different, but I think it turned out pretty okay. It's been a while since I updated you here on the channel about my journey and uploaded videos in general, but now I'm slowly getting back to things after all the things I've been up to for the last couple of months that you probably know of by now. And we're in the middle of summer, it's mid-July, and we're going back to training in 2 days time on Monday the 15th of July. And these last 2 weeks when we have had a break from everything, I've traveled home here to my family. We've been traveling a bit around in the country and just been enjoying each other's companies, been able to meet some friends, meet my sister, and just had a good time, a break from everything. And since I last updated you about the football, we have played 5 games and one of them was a cup game. And I will surely walk you through each of those games, some things that have happened. So I've actually been struggling a lot in the spring. I started off very well and then I started to get sick a lot. I was sick 2 times in the space of 4 weeks, and I missed a few games and I missed training sessions. But then against Biko Forward, we played them away. That was the game that I was back in since the last game that I updated you on. We traveled there. It's a pretty long ride, about 3 hours. And I started on the bench. I hadn't been training very well. I hadn't featured in all the training sessions, so the coach decided to put me on the bench from the start, which I think was a wise decision. We started pretty well. We did what we could with the field that we were playing on, natural grass, which is always nice to play on, but it wasn't a good field. But we managed to take the lead. Valon had a bicycle kick from a pretty messy situation within their box. But we took the lead 1-0, then they equalized. I can't remember if it was in the first half or the second half. I think it was in the second half, 1-1. And then for the last 30 minutes, I think, I came on as a right wing back. And I played pretty great, at least offensively. I had a shot early on where I picked the ball up and I ran for almost the entire half of their side of the field and went to the outside and took a shot towards the far post, but the goalkeeper made a great save. It became a corner, and I had a shot with my left foot, and I had a great pass here and there. And then in the 88th minute, I think, we got a throw in on the left side, so I ran over to take the long throw. But Wilmer, who also came on as a late substitute, he showed for the short throw, and I quickly threw the ball and they were not ready for it. And then he made such a clean connection on the ball and he just chipped the goalkeeper from, crossing territory. It was an amazing goal and, very unexpected in the context of the game. And we were leading 2-1 with 2 minutes to go and everyone was buzzing, it was absolute euphoria. But then we absolutely couldn't keep it together. They made it 2-2 in the 91st minute, and like 2-3 minutes later, the absolute last second, they made it 3-2. And this was, this is something that shouldn't happen. You should be able to kill those games off. You get a seemingly victorious goal in the 88th minute, and then you should be able to handle that and get the 3 points, and now we got nothing from it. And that's not something that should happen, and we have spoken about it since, and it has gotten a lot better when we have taken the lead in the following games. Been a lot better on that front, and we absolutely have learned from that day what we should and shouldn't do in a situation like that. And the week after that, we played Alafors at home, and they are also a pretty good side. They were relegated from Division 1, just the same as us from the year before. So a really good side. They have kept a lot of their squad. And in this game, we went out with something to prove, and I felt like that was the overall feeling within the team. We got the 1-0 goal through Valon on a penalty, and then Yaye scored 2-0 shortly after. They really couldn't create anything. We played great offensively. I started as a left wing back in this game, played pretty decent, but then in the 44th, 45th minute, we couldn't keep our focus again, so we conceded from a cross. We didn't pick up the man in the box, couldn't block the cross. So 2-1 just before halftime, but we went into the dressing room and we were adamant to not let this slip away like the previous weekend. So we went out in the second half and I was moved up to a striker position in the 3-5-2, and I didn't really influence the game a lot. I didn't have a lot of touches as I can remember, but then I had the most important touch of the game, and I probably scored the best goal of my career, I think, so far. Definitely one of the best goals. And I can't really compare it to when I was a kid, you know, when I scored from half the field, you know, over the goalkeeper, because the level of the players were not at the same level, obviously. Now I play senior football at a pretty high level. We won the ball. Casper won the ball. He played it forward, a long ball, and it fell into my path, and I started running towards the goal, and then I see that a guy comes from my right, so I try to go past him, but once I did that, it felt like the chance was maybe gone, because I was going towards the right side, and they had, you know, gotten their defenders on the right side of the goal, and you know, defensively. But I managed to nutmeg him when I took the ball to the right. I took another touch forward, and I started to drive a bit towards the right side of the penalty box. But then I just figured, you know, let me have a shot from here. I know that I have a good shot, but I don't take as many shots maybe as I can in games. Something I need to improve, get more into those situations when I can affect the games and have these shots, because without these shots I won't score goals. But I took a shot, and you know, I didn't really see where the ball went, and I couldn't really believe it once it went in, because it was like such a small gap to aim at. But I managed to hit it perfectly in the first, you know, top corner of the goal, and the ball was out of reach for the goalkeeper. And you know, I didn't really know how to celebrate. I just put my arms out, waiting for everybody to, you know, to come. But yeah, definitely, it's been a while since I scored a goal in preseason, and then I haven't been playing to those levels. We have struggled in general to score goals within the team, but it was really nice feeling. I put us 3-1 up in that game, you know, put some distance between us and them in the context of the game. And, you know, they didn't manage to get anything else from that game, and we won 3-1. So that was incredibly nice to get that goal. Yeah, I would say it's the best goal of my career so far, and get those 3 points, which was massively important in the context of the game and the season. And the next weekend we traveled away again to Grebbestad. They had a really nice field. I've never played there before, but it was a very nice place. And once again, I was going to start this game as a striker, which is not my favorite position to play in the middle. I'm not that much of a target player. I like to receive the ball on the wing and take defenders on, or make runs in behind. I'm not the person that you play a long ball to and expect me to, you know, trap it and wait for my teammates to, you know, join the attack. That's not my style of play, but I try my best in the position that I play in. And for this game, Grebbestad is a side that is very good in possession. They kept the ball very well, and I think we made the mistake of not trying to play ourselves, because we just play long this game and then try to win the ball from them, but they just kept it, and we just, you know, shifted back and forth, and it became pretty evident that we couldn't keep this up for 90 minutes, because this game ended 4-0 to them. It was 0-0 in the first half, and then we went out for the second half. We felt pretty good, like we had kept them out from creating any dangerous opportunities, and we said, let's keep this up. But it became pretty evident that we wouldn't be able to do that, because we had run too much, and yeah, we didn't really have the energy to keep going defensively to keep them out of the game, and it ended 4-0. Thoroughly deserved win to them. Our game plan for the day wasn't the best, and you know, we learned from those things as well. It was very hard that day, I can remember, you know, but now you can look back on it and really see why what happened. So definitely a good learning point for everyone involved. And then we played a cup game against Herstad, which is another Division 2 team. They play in our division, but this was a cup game, so entirely different context, and the one who was winning this game were going to get the chance to play a team from the 2 highest tiers in Sweden. And you know, the stakes were pretty high. Obviously everyone wants to do that, and I think we played really good in this game. We were very good in possession of the ball, especially in the second half. And for this game, individually, I think this was my worst performance in a while. I felt tired, and you know, my touch was very off. The ball bounced off of me. I've had maybe one good action when I ran towards the opponent and tried to put a cross in. It was blocked for a corner. But overall, I didn't play very good, and I was substituted at halftime, and I don't blame anyone, because I wasn't playing good. And we were definitely in need of a change in my position. And I think sometimes you just have to be, you know, honest with yourself and not point fingers at everyone. And that's a lesson I learned in my career, that you can't point fingers at everyone else when you are not doing well. Always look to yourselves. In 99% of cases, look to yourself. Sometimes it's not your fault, but you should have the mindset that you look to yourself first and what can I change to make things better. And in this game I didn't perform well, so obviously I shouldn't play, and there's nothing wrong with that. In the second half we played a lot better, created a bunch of opportunities, but in the first half they went a goal up, which was tough, but we still played very great in the second half. Really confident possession of the ball, we created a lot of opportunities, but we just couldn't get the ball on the target and score. We had really good clear-cut opportunities in this game, and we should have leveled the score at 1-1, but we didn't, and we went out, and it was tough, because we really wanted to get the chance to play against higher level opposition. Who doesn't want to do that? But still, we had the feeling, you know, once everything had settled down, that we had put in a really great performance and that things were heading in the right direction. And then for the last game before the summer break, which was exactly 2 weeks ago today, we played Stenungsund at home, and this was a very important game because they're also towards the bottom, and unfortunately we have landed towards the bottom as well this season, but we still have half a season to affect that, and I'm 100% confident that we can do that. But you know, this game I started on the bench, and once again I don't blame anyone, because the game prior I hadn't played good. I didn't look good at all, so I started on the bench, came on in 60th minute perhaps, played the last 30 as a striker again, and we were down 1-0, and for the last 30 minutes we really pushed, and then towards the end things started to heat up. One of our players got a red card, started becoming a bit tumultuous, and we kept pushing, and then in the 95th minute we managed to get an equalizer after a really messy situation in the box. Everyone believed that the ref had blown a free kick to them, and we were absolutely furious because we said the ball was in, and we didn't know why he would blow a free kick to them, but he was like, no, it's a goal to you. So that was incredible. 1-1, really important, and this was a 6-point game really, and a 1-1 draw is really good because we keep the distance to Stenungsund and they don't pull away in the bottom of the table. And then things escalated a bit after the final whistle. A few red cards were handed out, but you know, nothing major, nothing we need to discuss now. And you know, if I were to give a summary of the entire spring season for my own individual part, is that I started off very well. The first few games, especially the first game, I think I had probably the best performance of the season. I like to play as a number 8, and I would definitely be open to play as a number 8 again. But you know, I play wherever the coach puts me. So then I started to drop my levels a bit. I got an assist for a win we had in, was it the 3rd or the 4th game? And I played pretty decent, but I didn't feel like my performance levels were up to par with what I performed at the start of the season. You know, the last preseason game, I played probably the best football of my career in that game. And then the first game of the season, I played really good as well, probably the best performance of the competitive season. And then my performance level started to decline. Sick, as I said, a couple of times, and it didn't help the continuity in my training. And you know, momentum is such a big thing, and I will talk about more about momentum in a few upcoming videos. It's such an important factor to weigh in, to get that momentum and, you know, get the ball rolling, as you say, and get a few good performances in. But now I got sick, I got back, I got sick, I got back. I didn't really gain that momentum that I needed to you know, up my performance levels. But I got a good goal, the best goal of my career, as I said. Had a few good performances, good actions here and there, but I can definitely improve that in the second half of the season. And collectively as a team, we have had decent performances, some really great now towards the end in the cup especially. But I think our biggest problem in general is that we haven't been efficient in front of goal. And if we had been a lot higher up in the table, and we have maybe stayed in the cup as well. So that is definitely the thing to focus on, because I think we have created a fair amount of clear-cut opportunities, and that's the thing that you need to do to score goals. And mostly, obviously, sometimes it can be individual brilliance, but mostly you need to be able as a team to collectively create these chances on a consistent basis. And I think we have been pretty good at creating those chances, but we haven't finished them off. So that should be the focus for the team going forward. At the same time, scoring goals is the hardest thing in football, and you know, the players who are able to do that they are the ones who get paid the big bucks. But I believe with the right focus, we will be able to turn things around in the second half of the season, and I'm excited for what's coming up. And regarding the YouTube channel, I will start posting consistently again. I will slowly get back to things. I'm not sure if I will do once a week now in the beginning, but I will try to get at least one video up every week. I have a lot of ideas in store and things that I want to share, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't seen, I also started my music journey recently, and if you want, you absolutely don't have to, but you can check out my Spotify or my YouTube. It's called Shards, where I have released 3 singles so far, slightly different each one, and there will also be an album coming out later this fall that is in the works. That was a short update again, and these Reborn episodes will become a bit more like in the beginning, because I feel like I've lost the concept a bit of what Project Reborn was initially when I shared my workouts and all this stuff. Now, lately has been more just update videos, and I understand that not every one of you cares for what I do. You want to improve your own games, so I will try to incorporate that as well in these future Project Reborn videos, where I start putting my training sessions again, so you can see and learn from those as well, and not just hear me ramble on about my career. But that's it for this time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye bye.